So let's talk tariffs, specifically President Donald Trump's tariffs. You remember them. They were big, they were sweeping, they were slapped on a whole lot of goods, imported from all over the world. The main idea, or so we were told, was America first. To rebalance trade, to protect American industries, and of course to bring back jobs, a classic. Think about the sheer scale. We're talking steel, we're talking aluminum, and naturally, a massive pile of goods from China. These weren't gentle nudges, these were significant levies, impacting billions of dollars in trade. Suddenly businesses were scrambling, economies were bracing. It was, to put it mildly, a bit of a shakeup. Or, as some less polite people called it, a trade war. The stated objectives were, on the surface, quite grand. Protecting domestic manufacturers from foreign competition, forcing other countries to play fair, whatever that meant, encouraging companies to produce goods back in the USA. It all sounded very patriotic, very robust, but the methods, well, they sparked a global debate. Were these tariffs the right tool, or a sledgehammer to crack a nut? Opinions were, shall we say, divided, sharply, and the fallout began almost immediately. Retaliatory tariffs from other nations, increased costs for American businesses, concerns about rising prices for consumers, farmers caught in the crossfire. International relations grew decidedly frosty. It was a complex, messy situation, a real economic and political tangle. All before any court had its say on the matter, really. The stage was certainly set for some drama. Then entered the U.S. Court of International Trade. Yes, it's a real thing. A specialized federal court. Its entire existence revolves around international trade law. Customs duties, import regulations, and crucially, tariffs. These judges eat, sleep, and breathe this stuff. They are the experts in this very niche field. So when a case about tariffs lands, it lands here. This is their arena, their moment to shine, if you will. And shine they did, or at least they made a big splash. On Wednesday, May 28, 2025, mark that date. A panel of judges at this very court delivered a ruling, a significant one. They decided to block most of President Trump's tariffs. Yes, you heard that right, blocked. Not all of them, mind you, but a substantial portion. It was the kind of news that makes jaws drop, and phones start ringing off the hook. The court's reasoning was quite direct. They found that the president had exceeded his authority. Exceeded his authority. That's polite legal language for you went too far, buddy. Presidents have considerable power, especially in trade. But it's not a blank check. Congress sets the laws. The executive branch enforces them. The court felt Trump had overstepped the powers Congress gave him. A clear case of judicial review in action. The immediate reaction was, predictably, all over the place. Importers and businesses hit by the tariffs, likely relieved, a potential end to a costly headache. Supporters of the tariffs and the administration, not pleased, probably quite angry in fact. Critics of Trump's trade policies saw it as vindication. It was a major legal challenge to a cornerstone of his agenda. For a moment, it looked like a massive shift, a real turning point in the tariff saga, but only for a moment. Now let's talk about something thrilling. Jurisdiction. Okay, maybe not thrilling, but it's incredibly important here. Jurisdiction basically means who gets to decide. Which court has the legal power to hear a case. And in matters of U.S. tariffs and international trade disputes like this one, the U.S. Court of International Trade, CIT, is the star. It holds what's called exclusive jurisdictional authority. That's a fancy way of saying they get the first call. Exclusive is the key word here. It means that for these types of cases, you don't just shop around for a court, you go to the CIT. This isn't like picking your favorite brand of cereal. The law specifically directs these challenges to this specialized body. This concentration of power is by design. It ensures that judges with deep expertise in the complexities of trade law are the ones making the initial rulings. No confusion, no conflicting decisions from different district courts. Why such a specialized court, you ask? Well, international trade law is a beast. It's a labyrinth of treaties, statutes, and regulations. It's not something a generalist judge can just pick up over a weekend. These CIT judges are specialists. They understand the nuances of customs classifications. They know trade agreements inside and out. They can tell their countervailing duties from their anti-dumping measures. It's a world unto itself, really. So, this isn't your average courtroom drama. The U.S. Court of International Trade plays a vital role. It ensures consistency and predictability in trade disputes. It provides a dedicated forum for importers, exporters, and the government to resolve conflicts related to international commerce. When a president imposes sweeping levies, and questions arise about whether those actions are lawful, this is the court tasked with providing the initial answers, a critical check on executive power in the trade arena. But hold on, just when you thought things were settling down, plot twist, on Thursday, May 29, 2025, the very next day, the court's big, bold ruling to block the tariffs, it was paused, put on hold. Yes, you read that correctly. Paused, like hitting the buffer symbol on a streaming service, just as the action was getting good. So, the initial victory for tariff opponents was short-lived. Extremely short-lived, in fact. What does this pause mean in practical terms? It means those Trump tariffs, the ones just blocked, they're back in effect. For now. Businesses still have to pay them. The status quo, as messy as it was, continues. Pending a decision from an appeals court. So, the legal battle is far from over. It's more like we've just finished round 1, and the bell has rung for round 2. The uncertainty, unfortunately, lingers on. The case now heads to an appeals court, likely the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit, which, by the way, also specializes in certain types of cases, including appeals from the CIT. More judges will review the CIT's decision. They'll examine the arguments from both sides. Did the CIT get it right when they said Trump exceeded his authority? Or was their interpretation flawed? This process takes time. More legal briefs, more oral arguments. Patience is required. Lots of it. And what are the potential outcomes here? If the appeals court upholds the CIT's original decision to block the tariffs, then the tariffs could finally come crashing down. That would have massive implications for global trade, for businesses, for consumers, for international relations. However, if the appeals court overturns the CIT's decision, the tariffs would likely remain in place, and the trade landscape would continue as it has. It's a high-stakes legal drama, with the global economy watching, so yes, stay tuned, this isn't over.